The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, henceforth shortened in this video as just the word Oblivion, because I'm not saying that every single time, is a video game that introduced gamers around the world to a concept known as Radiant AI, something the company making Oblivion had to immediately tone down because it made AI in the game too smart. Radiant AI is a proprietary AI system developed by Bethesda Studios that gives NPCs, or non-playable characters, procedurally generated scripts to follow in-game. In its simplest sense, it's just a system you put into a video game that programs all of the non-playable characters to follow a schedule of sorts. For example, in Oblivion, all of the characters in-game are programmed to eat, sleep, and work.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but most NPCs in most games follow schedules or do certain tasks.
Yeah, they have like a series of scripted events that they're supposed to do. The difference with Radiant AI is that the NPCs have, for lack of a better term, the freedom to interpret those commands in a way that the player might not expect. My favourite example of this is that that every NPC is going to eat at a specific time, but if the NPC doesn't happen to have any food in their inventory, they can go out and buy it, or they'll seek out a place where they can eat it. That in itself is quite impressive, but there's another thing that can influence it, and it's a hidden in-game attribute called responsibility. And basically, that dictates how lawful a given character is. And a character with particularly low responsibility will, if they are hungry or they're programmed to eat at that particular time, try to steal food. If their crime is witnessed by a character with high responsibility, like say a guard, they will pursue them. The problem is, NPCs can't pay bounties, so the guards will react as if they've stolen it and try to run away, which is with direct lethal force. Because there's such broad interpretation of various things, it can cause a number of issues. For example, if an NPC doesn't have a low responsibility stat and they need food and they can't buy it, what they'll do is they'll go into the woods and they'll hunt. And they'll kill a deer and they'll get venison. The problem is, in the woods, they can get attacked by a bear. Obviously, bears are also programmed to seek out food, and if there's a dead deer nearby, they'll go towards it and kill the person harvesting its meat. And I think they said that sometimes bears early in development would go into settlements. And obviously that's a bad idea, because bears are pretty tough in that game, so that's to program them not to go near fucking cities unless chasing something or other. According to one of the designers on Oblivion, Emil Plagliarulo, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he said, yeah, we had to tone it down in the final version fans got to play, because early in development, we just couldn't stop the AI from being a dick. And an example he always cites is there's a guy in-game who sells skooma, which is a drug in the Oblivion universe, and nearby there is a gang of skooma addicts. And ignoring the ethical ramifications of programming an AI to be addicted to a virtual drug, he says whenever you got to go to that guy for a mission that was in the game, he'd be dead, because without the player's input, those skooma addicts would use all their skooma, decide they want more, go to the nearest place they knew they could get skooma. They didn't have any money, so they'd kill that guy and steal his skooma. So whenever you turn up for a mission, you'd just be dead on the floor. And apparently it made the game almost unplayable, because you'd turn up to cities and people would either be dead, because they all started arguments with one another. There'd be no items to buy, because the AI bought all the items and hoarded all the food. Or there'd be skeletons killing everybody, because the skeletons would seek out the nearest population centre and just murder everyone there. So they had to tone it all down and severely limit what the AI could do, and the scope of the things they were allowed to do in-game, because it just, they can do shit in-game as it stands now that is unexpected and can fuck you over. You might get a bear randomly bump into you, or you might find an NPC dead on the ground, but it's way better than just settlements that are completely devoid of all life because they just got raided by bandits without your knowledge, and you turn up everyone's fucking dead.
Thank you for watching Fact Fiend Just the Facts. For the full uncut video, click the link in the card or in the description below. If you know any cool facts about this topic that we missed out, let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.